All right, everybody, question number 4. If you are trying to fail and you succeed, did you fail or did you succeed? So if I'm trying to mess up and I mess up, did I succeed? What is up, D Squad? This is Big Daddy D, guys. We are here with a quick video. I actually lied about that. This is probably not going to be a quick video. Real quick, I just wanted to talk to y'all. We're going to be doing a new segment on the channel. We're going to be doing, honestly, you guys saw my last video about the Kobe challenge and like the stuff I'm going to be doing. So, you know, I decided I'm to hell with what everybody else. I'm just going to do something I like to do. So all these segments are probably going to be random. But let's go ahead. I'm going to start off with this. I thought it was kind of a cool conversation topper and a way to do the video. So the title of this video is going to be 10 unanswerable questions answered by yours truly. So guys, what I did is I actually went onto the internet and found a website called icebreakerideas.com, and they have an article on there that is called 120 unanswerable questions, with a whole list of unanswerable questions. And I'm gonna go ahead and go through my top 10 and see if I can give an answer. Some of these I don't have an answer to. I'll make one up on the spot. Maybe it'll be funny, maybe I'll be realistic. Some of these questions are realistic, some of these aren't. So this will just be simple and fun. I do wanna get through this as quick as I can. So you guys, real quick, remember to subscribe to the channel. You guys, new content should be coming out very soon. Stuff like this, a little bit more fun, maybe some more live shows, some more live streams, and everything like that. So if you guys are interested in any of that content, you guys let me know. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the top 10 most unanswerable questions. Okay, question number 1. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Obviously, this is what everyone refers to as the age-old question. But let's go ahead and kind of actually take a second to think about this. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? So, chicken, the only way a chicken can be born is through an egg, correct? But the only way that an egg can be laid is through a chicken. So if we go back and back, the first chicken had to have come from an egg. I don't think it would have not come from an egg, because there's no way that an animal that doesn't lay eggs randomly just popped an egg and then out came a chicken, which created a whole new thing. So honestly, I'm gonna have to say the egg came first, because I just don't see how a chicken as we know it today could have not come from an egg. With that being said, it probably has something to do back with the history of evolution and shit like that. So maybe something that was similar to a chicken laid an egg, and then something that was even more similar to a chicken came out of the egg, and then that laid an egg, and then eventually, boom, it became the chicken as we know today. So assuming that evolution is real, I'm not sure I even believe in evolution. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not religious, but I'm also not an evolutionist. Maybe we'll get to that further in the video. But my answer to the age-old question, which came first, the chicken or the egg? This is just me, but I'm gonna say the egg came first. You guys leave your comments down in the leave your comments in the comment section. Guys, let me know what you guys think about the first question. Thank you. Okay, question number 2. Are soulmates a real thing? I'm going to take this a little real. Once again, I'm not a real religious person. I'm going to say that soulmates are not real. And I don't mean to burst anybody's bubble or start any fights with this, but for me personally, I just don't think soulmates are real. Just because I don't think that there's like a specific person out there for you. I think there's lots of matches for you. This is just me. This is just my opinion. I think there's lots of people out there that are good and compatible for you. It takes a while to find them, but I think the person that you call your soulmate is the one that you find soonest. Obviously, you know, there's been people who swear they found their soulmate their first try, and then, you know, years later they break up. And then boom, you go on to the next, and it's better than the last. So the definition of soulmate is a really, really hard one. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't think there is such thing as a soulmate. I think there's lots of mates out there, a lot of people compatible with you, and you just gotta find the right one at the right time. So I do believe in the sense that there's probably the right person at the right time, but maybe not soulmate. So that's my opinion. Question number 3. This one's kind of a philosophical, I don't know. Question is what language do deaf people think in? What language do deaf people think in? Bruh, I don't know. I'm trying to think because deaf people, it depends on if you're talking about like people who became deaf later on in life. Obviously they think in whatever language they spoke. But if you are just straight up born with 100% hearing loss, I don't think they think in a language. I mean, it's like a baby, right? Like babies don't come out knowing a language, but they can still think. They can be like, wall. Like they don't say wall, but they just, that thing, you know? So I don't think people think in a language. Do we think in a language? Or do we just think about things and we already know what that thing is because of our language? So my question to what language did deaf people think in? They don't think in a language, just like other things. They don't know what to call things. They don't know what they are. I think they just see it. They just see it. That's basically it. All right, everybody. Question number 4. If you are trying to fail and you succeed, did you fail or did you succeed? So if I'm trying to mess up and I mess up, did I succeed? That's a good ass question. Let's see. My thing though is you can't try to fail. Like you can purposely try to like, oh, I'm gonna shoot this basket and I'm gonna miss it, and you miss it. So you succeeded at missing, but the fact is you can't purposely fail, because if you purposely fail, then you didn't fail. You did what you were trying to do. So I don't think you can. So you succeeded. You can't fail. I don't think you can fail something. You can't try to fail and succeed. You always just succeed on that end. You can only fail if you meant to do something and you failed, right? So, for the question, if you're trying to fail and you succeed, did you fail or succeed? I think you definitely succeeded. Leave your comments down below. Okay, question number 5. Can blind people dream? That's hard to say because there's a lot of like science and studies and stupid shit that say like you can only, like, for example, like if you dream of a person, you can only dream about somebody you have seen somewhere else in the world. Like you've seen this, that's why your brain can dream. I wonder if blind people have sound dreams. Like they dream of noises. Or if they like dream of something that they can put together, like they hear a noise and then they just imagine. But how can you imagine something if you can't see? I guess it also comes down to the deaf question, right? It depends on if you were blind your entire life since you were born, or if you were like, you lost your sight later in life. That's a hard one. Number 5, that might be the worst. That might be the hardest one. Can blind people dream? I'm going to say yes, they can dream, because dream doesn't always have to be vision. Dream doesn't have to be vision. So I'm going to say yes, blind people can dream. But that's a scary question. That's a scary question. Okay, next one. Number 6. Do prison buses have emergency exits? It'd be kind of ironic, but I'm going to say, actually, yeah, I'm going to say yes, they definitely have emergency exits, because they have to. I mean, I imagine most of the prison buses have guards on the buses, as well as somebody following behind the bus to see. And so, I mean, if a prisoner was stupid enough to try and actually get out of the emergency exit, that wouldn't go very well. So I think they definitely do have an emergency exit for emergencies. Like if the bus rolled over, they're not just going to lock them in there injured. They'll probably have the people driving behind them bust them out of the emergency exit, help them out, and then get them back into another bus. You know, keep them by. So I'm gonna say, do prison buses have emergency exits? Yeah, I'm gonna say prison buses have emergency exits. What do y'all think down in the comments? Okay, number 7. If you hate haters, are you a hater? And do you now hate yourself? If you hate haters, are you a hater and do you hate yourself? Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, if you hate people that hate you, then you're basically just hating yourself because you're also hating. So, if the question is, if you hate haters, are you a hater, and do you then hate yourself? Basically, yeah, because you either hate something or you don't. And if you hate people who hate, then you hate yourself. Now, hate don't even sound like a word. Hate. All right. But to answer the question, if you hate haters and you are you a hater, and do you now hate yourself? I'm going to say yes. And that's the thing, is I don't hate haters. You guys have seen on my live streams, you've seen on my things. I really don't care what y'all say. Like, I'll block some people because it's inappropriate, or maybe directed at somebody in the chat, or directed at like my brother or my mom or my girlfriend or something like that. But basically, y'all can say whatever y'all want. I don't hate none of y'all. So, but to answer the question, yes, I believe so. Let's go ahead and get into number 8. What was the first man to milk a cow trying to do? What was the first man to milk a cow trying to do? Well, I mean, it sounds really funny because like you'd think like maybe they're trying to do shit with the cow. But for me personally, I think that's an easy answer. Number 8. I think that's an easy answer. They probably saw a baby cow sucking on it and said, why is this baby cow sucking on this? Like something coming out of that. So then he was like, let me go try this. And I guarantee he didn't milk it. I bet he like literally went the first try. Whoever the first dude was, I bet he didn't milk it. Like go, I bet he went, tasted it and was like, ooh, that's good. And then started to squeeze it out. I think that's easy. That's definitely what happened. That's definitely what happened, number 8. Number 9. If the fountain of youth makes you younger, are you able to drown in it? Or otherwise, can you drown in the fountain of youth? Can you drown in the fountain of youth? Well, I'm assuming that when you go into the fountain of youth, you come out and then you get young. Or do you get young in the fountain itself? Because I guess you could technically get in there and then just continuously get younger until you don't exist. But that's technically not drowning. That's just going back in time until you're nothing. So you didn't drown. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say you cannot drown in the fountain of youth. Because if you just stay in the fountain of youth, you'll eventually just go back into cells and into non-existence. So number 9, can you drown in the fountain of youth? Nah, I don't think so. Okay, everybody, and for the last and final question, this is actually something really deep and philosophical to me. This is something I kind of blew my own mind. Like, what I'm about to say might make me sound completely crazy right now. And if you guys think I'm crazy, call me crazy. But the number 10, is God real? Is God real? That is an unanswerable question right there. But I have a crazy theory, and this is gonna blow a lot of people's minds. But let me tell you, I'll try to explain this in a way that makes sense. Let me hope you guys can make sense of this, right? Is God real? So I'm not a religious person. I keep saying that. I'm not a religious person, and I mean that in the sense of religion, like, you know, Mormon, Utah, but then there's like, you know, Christian, Catholic, Muslim, Hindu, you know, like, I don't believe in a religion. I'll say that much. I do believe in a God. And people always ask me, I'm a very factual person. I'm more of like, I believe what I see. I don't really take what other people tell me and accept it, like assume that it's 100% true for me. But so a lot of people question, like, well, Dayton, how do you believe in a God if you're not religious and you can't see it, but you only believe what you can see? And here's my answer to that. Earlier I was talking about how I don't really believe in evolution either. But let's just blank slate, okay? If you reversed time to the beginning, like if you just reversed time and everybody went back into their mothers and then their mothers went back into their mothers and we reversed time all the way back, right? Here's the thing. Everything had to have been created by something. Like nothing becomes something without an outside force. Like something had to have happened in order for something to be created, right? So say you can go rewind time all the way back, just reverse time forever and ever and ever until you wind up with one cell, right? Did this cell always exist? The question is how did a cell, how did the very first cell, the very first anything, no matter, I don't even know what that thing is, but how did that come into existence? How did that come into existence, right? The very, very first thing. No one knows what it is. No one knows how long ago it was. But that first thing, either that thing has always existed, but as we know it, as facts, like this is actual factual things, things don't exist without an outside, without something. Like you can't just pop something into existence, right? So if you go back to the very first cell, like reverse everything ever in the universe all the way back to the first cell, right? Something had to have created it, because it's not even an opinion at this point. It's facts that something can't pop into existence from nothing, right? But at some point, that did happen. Something had to have created the first something, right? Like this is kind of getting confusing, but something had to have created the first something. It had to have, because it didn't just pop from nowhere. So whatever that thing was that created the first thing, that is God, or a power above that started it all. So there was a power of some kind that's beyond us, beyond our wildest imaginations, beyond anything, that started the first thing. It had to have been. I mean, if you reverse back in time, what created the first thing? It had to have been something beyond belief, something beyond power, which is what I'm just calling God. I have a lot of theories on different things in the sense of like, I don't know if God necessarily cares about us or if he even intended on us being a thing when he created that first thing. I keep saying I don't know what it is, but there had to have been something that created the universe's first thing. There had to have been. There just had to have been. So whatever that is, it has to be God. And I hope that it is a God like everybody here on earth thinks. I really, really hope, and I try to live my life the best I can, be the best person I can be. And I really hope there's just like an actual like God, like how we learn about it in church, and there's a heaven. I really hope and pray, I really hope that's the real deal. I really do. But I'm not sure that that's the case. It's really hard for me to think about that kind of stuff. It's hard for me to believe in the paranormal and stuff like that because I've never witnessed it. I've never encountered it. I've only heard other people. And other people, I just don't trust other people, without proof and without facts and stuff like that. So that's a weird one for me. Is God real? The question to number 10, is God real? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say God is real, but maybe not to the point that people, not God as we know. Maybe not God as we know is real. God as we're taught is real. But I do think there has to have been some kind of, like people say, a higher power that created everything. So that was some mind-blowing shit, you guys. Boom. I told you I was taking this serious. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. 10 most unanswerable questions. This is from icebreakerideas.com. The article is 120 unanswerable questions. Obviously, there's 110 more that I could go down, but I just wanted to start with these 10. And guys, I really want some discussion down in the comments. So if you guys have any opinions on this, I want some discussion down in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. But that's going to be it for this video, you guys. I'm excited to see what the content brings. I want to get one of my guys that I work with. He wants to come onto the show. So there's a good chance we'll be having a live stream soon. Maybe some sports talk, maybe some more of this type of stuff. Maybe we'll do some games. Maybe we'll do some, I just want to have something entertaining, something that people can listen to and talk about and think about. But guys, let me know down in the comments which one of these questions was your favorite and what is your answer to these questions. Let me know. Curious. That'll be it for this video, and I'll see you next time. Remember to smash that sub button. Peace out. Play.